Hello everyone, welcome to this step-by-step guide on setting up and monitoring a honeypot using KF sensor. A honeypot is a great tool to detect unauthorized access and analyze attacker behavior. In today's video, I will walk you through the entire process from preparation to monitoring and analysis. Let's dive in. Before we begin, let's prepare the environment. Install KF sensor on a dedicated Windows system, not a production machine. Place the honeypot in a strategic network location like a DMZ to attract malicious traffic. Update your firewall rules to allow inbound traffic to the system, making it look like a vulnerable target. Next, we will go to the installation of KF sensor. So now download KF sensor from its official site, run the installer and follow the wizard. During setup, configure the installation path and administrative setup. Then this is the procedure to download the KF sensor. The first step is downloading the KF sensor evaluation setup file. Head over to the official KF sensor website or a trusted source. Make sure you choose the correct version for your operating system, typically for Windows. Before you download, check the system requirements and ensure any prerequisites like the .NET framework and specific updates are installed. Coming to the step 2, once the download is completed, run the installer file to start the installation process. You will be prompted to accept the license agreement. Be sure to read it. Next, choose a directory for the installation. It's best to leave it at the default path unless you have specific reasons to change it. Remember to install the software on a dedicated system used for honeypot purposes to avoid interfering with critical production machines. In the step 3, after installation, you will need to reboot your system. This is crucial because some components of KF sensor only initialize properly after a restart. And in the step 4, now launch the KF sensor application. The setup wizard will appear and guide you through configuring the tool for your network environment. When you are ready, click Next to start customizing the setting for your honeypot. In the step 5, you will configure the ports that KF sensor will monitor for the broadside coverage. Set all port classes to simulate a variety of services including HTTP, FTP, and SSH. In the step 6, KF sensor can read real-time alerts about detected threats. To enable this, enter an email ID for notifications and configure the SMTP server settings. Coming to step 7, KF sensor offers advanced features like simulating denial of service attacks, logging and monitoring port activity, acting as a fake proxy server, and providing detailed network traffic insights. Enable as many of these options as possible to maximize the honeypot's effectiveness. In the step 8, install the KF sensor as a system service. This ensures it runs in the background automatically after every system restart. You can verify its status in the Windows Services Manager to ensure it's running smoothly. In the step 9, finally click Finish to complete the setup. Now we are getting a message, congratulations, KF sensor is now fully operational and ready to monitor your network for malicious activity. Here are a few quick tips. Test the honeypot using tools like Nmap, Nmap to ensure it's capturing data correctly. Regularly review logs and adjust configurations to stay ahead of evolving threats. So now the process will goes on to, these are the some of the screenshots how to install the KF sensor. Now, in this, we will configuring the KF sensor. After installation, it's time to configure the Honeypot. Here, we are enabling the services like HTTP Hypertext Transfer Protocol, FTP File Transfer Protocol, and SSH Secure Shell, Secure Software Shell. So, to mimic the real system, let's tap with fake vulnerabilities and weak credentials. To run on email notifications and login for detailed reports of attacker activity. And don't forget to whitelist legitimate IPs to avoid unnecessary alerts. In this, deploy the honeypot. Deploy the honeypot in your network and use port monitoring or span ports to observe incoming traffic. This ensures you capture all activity aimed at your honeypot. Once the honeypot is live, monitoring is a key. Use KF sensors here. Use KF sensor dashboards to review real-time attack attempts. Analyze logs regularly to understand attacker behavior and methods. For advanced analysis, export logs to tools like Splunk, ELK Stack, or Whiteshark. So, in the slide 6, we are enhanced detection with addition tools. Consider integrating your honeypot with intrusion detection systems like Snort or Suricata. Pair it with a security information and event manager SIEM tool for comprehensive event correlation. Coming to the secure the honeypot, remember a honeypot should never become a liability. Use VLANs, virtual local area networks or network segmentation to isolate it from critical infrastructure. Keep your honeypot updated and implement fail-safes to prevent attackers from pivoting to other systems. Coming to the evaluation and improvement part, finally, continuously evaluate your honeypot's performance. Analyze its effectiveness against the real-world attacks. Adjust configurations based on observed patterns. Add new services or vulnerabilities to attack the more sophisticated threats. And these are the key considerations. Before we wrap up, keep these points in mind. Ensure compliance with local laws when using a honeypot. Be aware that a poorly configured honeypot might be exploited by attackers. With these precautions, your KF sensor honeypot will be a powerful tool for monitoring and analyzing malicious activities. With this setup, your KF sensor honeypot will be ready to detect and analyze malicious activities in your network effectively. This ensures an engaging presentation by covering all the necessary steps and considerations for setting up and monitoring a honeypot with KF sensor. Thanks for watching.